Here we are at Falcon Lake Golf Course, the place where I learned how to golf with my grandfather. I couldn't think of a better spot to film my first full round of golf for you guys. I hope you enjoy. The first hole is an easy dogleg left. All I'm trying to do is hit a little bunt driver off that right side fairway and have it draw back to the middle. It doesn't really draw back enough, and I'm in the right rough. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty darn nervous off that first tee. I've never videotaped a full round of golf. Here we go, we've got the first approach shot, and bleh, not the best shot. Came up short to the green. I think the hardest thing a lot of amateurs don't understand is when you go from course to course, the green speeds are gonna be different. And so for me, these greens, they're a little bit slower than I'm normally used to. I wouldn't say it was my best putt, but being the first putt of the day, I got it close enough to the hole where I was confident I was going to make this next putt. So I lined it up. There's my dad in the background just hitting a second putt whilst I'm trying to knock in my par putt here. Just bat that away. I'm just going to go left side, let it just drip in on the right. And luckily it did. All right, on to hole number 2. It's a gettable par 5, even from the back tees. I smoked this drive. Yeah, I knew right away it was going to be dead middle, nice little draw. It is more into the wind than I thought it was. So the second shot here, I'm like, okay, let me try and hit a little trap draw. And I trap drawed it too much. And so now a little smother cover. No big deal. It's up there. All right, so I got about 35 yards to that flag. I'm just trying to land it a little bit left of that flag because I know everything breaks a little bit to the right. And again, I don't quite hit this as well as I would like. And now I've got about 20 feet for this birdie putt. Definitely not what I had hoped off the tee. However, it's still a birdie putt. I hit it pretty nicely and just comes up a bit short. I forget to hit record on the next little putt. Now we've got par 3, about 200 yards to this back right flag. I hit it nicely, but pulled it just a touch. It's back left, but about pin high. The only issue with that is this green slopes severely back to front, which you're going to see here in a second from my terrible read. I can't believe how much higher I needed to start this putt. All right, not the end of the world. I've got maybe a 6-footer back up the hill. I still think this is going to go to the right because I watched this absolutely still snap coming down this hill, so I've got it left edge. The only issue is I hit it too hard, and it absolutely power lips out, but I knock in the nice bogey putt. Now we're on the 4th hole. It's actually a really, really easy par 4. Just got to smash or drive up there. It's pretty wide. I hit this one really well, but it doesn't really draw. I forgot the wind was a little bit more out of the left than I had assumed, so it goes straight. I thought it was going to run through the fairway. However, it doesn't, which is always nice.
I don't think the seat goes on that unit.
If you didn't notice there, I had a terrible golf shot. I probably stepped away because I was busy talking with my dad, and that was terrible. However, it ended up being not too bad because I thinned it so poorly that it rolled just to the back of the green. This putt I actually thought had a chance, and I was like, no way I'm going to make birdie from that abysmal golf shot I just did. But thankfully the golf god said, nope, it's going to come up short, as it did. Tapped it in. I will take a par after that approach shot. And now, one of the hardest par 3s, maybe other than 8, it gives a run for money from the back tees. It is 240 yards to the middle of the green from here. I'm trying to hit just a little draw hybrid. It does not draw whatsoever. It actually fades a little bit and ends up being in the right rough. Now, the rough here isn't really rough. It's like thin, wispy grass. So it's not the end of the world being here, but it's definitely not the best spot. I gotta pitch this over this mound. I actually hit a really good shot here, but it got in a abysmal bounce forward and just rolled out way too far. And quick tip, make sure that you watch the ball roll past so you can get a good line for the break as you try and make your par putt. I've got this just outside maybe 2 cups, and guess what? I don't hit it hard enough, so it doesn't make it to the hole. You know what? A bogey on this long par 3 isn't the end of the world. It's just frustrating that I can't get that putt to the hole. Now we're on to a shorter par 5. A good opportunity to get back that bogey. Again, absolutely pummel the drive.
Oh, that was good contact. That one you hit crisp. Put a little fade on it there, eh?
I did hit that one really well. Yeah. I probably should have done my hybrid, but I was worried the wind was going to blow it too far down. So instead, I landed a little short of the screen, but don't worry. I absolutely crushed it past the hole. Not the play I had hoped. And now I've got, I don't know, maybe 12 to 15 feet back to this flag. What are you going to do? However, there's no pictures on the scorecard, and I still ended up making this birdie putt. Pretty stoked about that. Got that bogey back. All right, now we're come to the 7th hole. It's a short par 4, dogleg to the right. I'm just trying to hit a little cut off the left here, and it does not cut enough. I'm a little worried, but it stops before it rolls too far. It's not in a great lie. However, I actually hit this really well. It's probably one of my better wedge shots so far today. Just right and below the hole. That is a makeable birdie putt to that pin location. We've got maybe 8 feet. This one's going to slide a bit. And a tentative putt. Getting a little frustrated here, but we're just going to bang in the par putt. Move on to the next hole. This is the 8th hole. This is a monster of a par 3 as well. It's 225 yards to the middle of the green. Over water, front bunker, left bunker, and the green is 2-tiered. Fun, fun, fun. All right, so I got about 25, 30 feet here, but it is a giant slider. That pin is in a terrible spot. Not a bad first putt. I've got maybe 3 feet just to clean up par on a very hard par 3. You can see how much that one was even trying to snap.
Okay, let's move on.
All right, we've got the last par 4 on the front 9. I'm still 1 over. This is a good opportunity for another birdie. Just smoke a drive right down the middle of the pipe. I finally have a number that I like, and the wind's just a little bit off the right. All I've got is about 135 in. I hit this so nice, and I stick it really, really close. I have about 8 feet here. It's breaking to the left. I feel like I hit a great putt here, and it just didn't drop. The frustration is probably building higher than I'm showing on the film. Now we have maybe the largest fairway in Manitoba. It is a shorter par 4 again. All I'm thinking about is, I can't believe I missed that last birdie putt. Not the end of the world. Let's just smash a drive out there, which I do nicely. I got about 120 yards to this front pin. I'm just trying to hit a low flighted wedge shot in there. Tug it just a little bit, but it's not underneath the hole where you want to be. Got about 12 to 14 feet up the hill, breaking left to right. I put a good roll on it, just short. Then we got the 11th hole, shorter par 4 again. All you got to do is hit one dead over the left edge of those trees on the right. Dog legs to the right, put you in a great spot. Had about 138, if I remember, into this green. Not a great shot, however. Sort of fanned it out to the right. Longer birdie putt here, but birdie putt nevertheless. Trying to just get it up close to make a easy 2-putt. My distance control has been not too bad. Lately I've been trying to make a longer backswing. years past, I had this really, really short backswing, and I would just jab at the putt, which is hard for distance control. So I'm pretty happy with where my putting is, as crazy as it sounds. Now we've got the 12th hole, par 3 over the water, pins at the back. I hit a great shot here, dead pin high, just a little bit to the left. I got about 12 feet here, nice birdie putt opportunity. When this left the face, I thought, yeah, I made a nice long putt here, but nope. Now we have a 600-yard par 5 straightaway. It definitely takes 2 great shots to reach this green into. I've done it a couple times, but the wind's slightly into us. It's not going to happen today. I have a great lie here in the second cut, and I'm like, well, might as well just try and hit driver off the deck. When else are you going to have a great opportunity than right now? Came up about 26 or so yards short to that front pin. I hit it what I felt was a good swing here, but clearly hit it just a touch too hard. Need to work on my wedge distance control. Make sure to replace or fill your divots, everyone. So now I got about 12 to 14 feet down the hill back to this pin here. So now I've got about 12 to 13 feet just slightly down the hill here for a nice birdie. I'm not going to lie, when this one left the putter face, I didn't think it was going to go in. However, it just slipped inside. So I like that. I'm back to even through 13.
Wow. Nice.
Hole 14, I got to hit this low stinger driver that I've been practicing for my trip to Ireland next year. I got to hit it because I got to get this ball to stop just before this creek in the middle of the fairway. I hit this shot pretty good. Leaks just a tiny bit to the right, but I got another birdie putt coming up. I got about 15 or so feet to this hole. Just, I'm just trying to make it. And it comes up short, maybe about 3 feet or so. Just going to bang this one in for an easy par. All right, here's one of my dad's drives. He golfs maybe four or five times a year, but he still likes it every time. It's awesome to get out with him. And now my drive, I'm just trying to pummel this as long as I can. It's a gettable par 5. I hit this really well. It'd be nice to cut the corner just a little bit, but you don't want to flirt with too much danger. I got about 220 to the middle of the green. The pin is back left, but you do not want to go long to this pin. So I'm just going to 4-iron with a little draw off the right. Hit it pretty nicely. I got about probably 30 feet. 30 feet, give or take, to this flag. Again, I'm just trying to lag this close to make a nice little 2-putt birdie. Yeah, pretty nice. It actually had a chance of being an eagle, but just slid by, tap in birdie. Down to 1 under. Now I got the 16th hole. This hole is a little bit further back from the back tees than the other ones. I think it's about 100 yards further back from the next forward tees, but super wide fairway. If you haven't noticed yet, this course is pretty forgiving off the tee. I had about 140 into this front pin. Again, I had a really nice wedge here, pretty tight. Let's make a birdie putt. I was putting up the hill, and clearly maybe I have some green reading issues because I thought this was going to break a cup to the right. I hit it on my line with good speed, just a bad read. Now we've got 17. It's the shortest par 3. However, it is also the skinniest green on the golf course. Hitting the green anywhere on here is a great shot. No, I don't want to ruin the story here. However, tell me if you've heard this one before. Player hits a really good approach shot, has an uphill birdie putt, and misses it. And here we are, the last hole. And if I was to ever design a golf course, I would definitely start with an easier par 4, a handshake hole, and then I would have a gettable par 5 to finish, because I don't think if there's anything worse than playing a nice round of golf and then having just a ridiculously hard finishing hole where you make bogey or worse to finish your day. I had about 170 to this flag. However, I thought I might get a bit of a jumper, so I just hit an 8-iron. Hit it really well. It just didn't jump, but it's still on the green. Great shot. I have about roughly the same distance I did on that last par 5 into this. Again, I'm just trying to cozy this up. I'm not trying to make eagle here. I just want an easy tap-in birdie. I slid it just a little further past than I would like, but I knocked it in to get down to 2 under for the day. Lots of fun. Love playing golf with my dad, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Love to do a couple more. Let me know if you like this.